If your AI agent keeps looping, ignoring tools, or producing garbage output, the problem is almost never the model. It is the prompt. Specifically, it is the structure of the prompt. In this video you are going to learn the exact 6-layer structure that makes AI agent prompts work reliably. Most people treat AI agent prompts the same way they treat chatbot prompts. They write a few lines of instructions and expect the agent to figure the rest out. But a chatbot answers one question and stops. An agent has to plan, pick tools, execute steps, handle errors, and decide when it is done. That is a completely different cognitive load, and your prompt has to carry it. Here is what happens when the prompt is unstructured. The agent starts a task, hits an ambiguous step, makes an assumption, that assumption is wrong, and now it is 3 tool calls deep in the wrong direction. It either loops trying to fix itself or it returns a confident but completely wrong result. You have seen this. Everyone building with agents has seen this. The fix is not a smarter model. The fix is giving the agent a clear cognitive map inside the prompt itself. That map has 6 layers: role, context, tools, constraints, output format, and error handling. Each layer answers a specific question the agent will ask itself as it works through a task. Layer 1 is the role definition. This is where you tell the agent what kind of entity it is and what its singular purpose is. Not a paragraph of personality. 1 or 2 sentences that establish identity and mission. Something like, "You are a research agent. Your only job is to find and summarize factual information from the tools provided. You do not generate information from memory." That last sentence matters more than you think. Layer 2 is context. This is where you give the agent the background it needs for this specific task. Who is the user, what is the goal of this particular run, and what has already happened before this agent was called. If you are running multi-agent systems, the context layer is where the upstream agent hands off relevant state. Think of it as the briefing before the mission. Layer 3 is tools. This is the layer most developers write too casually, and it is where agent prompts most commonly fall apart. Every tool your agent has access to needs 3 things in the prompt: the tool name, exactly what it does in one sentence, and when to use it versus when not to use it. If the agent has a web search tool and a document retrieval tool, it needs to know which one to reach for under which conditions. Without that guidance, it guesses. Here is a weak tool description: search tool, searches the internet. That tells the agent almost nothing useful. Here is a stronger one: web search tool, use this when you need current information published after your training cutoff or when the user asks about real-time data like prices, news, or live events. Do not use this tool for general knowledge questions you can answer from your context window. The difference in agent behavior between those 2 descriptions is dramatic. Layer 4 is constraints. Constraints are the rules the agent must follow throughout the entire task, not just at the end. This includes things like, do not make more than 5 tool calls per task, do not contact external services unless explicitly instructed, always confirm before taking irreversible actions, and do not invent data if a tool returns no results. Constraints are the guardrails. Agents without them will optimize for completing the task by any means necessary, which creates unpredictable behavior. Stopping conditions live inside the constraints layer and deserve extra attention. Your agent needs to know what done looks like. This sounds obvious, but it is rarely written explicitly. If the agent cannot find the information after 2 search attempts, it should stop and report that, not keep trying variations forever. Write the exit conditions the same way you write the start conditions. Be specific about what triggers a stop. Layer 5 is output format. This tells the agent how to package its final response. Should it return JSON? A bulleted list? A short paragraph? What fields are required? What should be excluded? Output format instructions sound like a small detail, but they have a large impact on what downstream systems or users can actually do with the agent's response. If the agent is feeding into another system, a malformed output breaks the entire pipeline. Layer 6 is error handling. This is the layer that separates beginner agent prompts from production-ready ones. Write explicit instructions for what the agent should do when things go wrong. If a tool fails, try once more, then report the failure. If the user's request is ambiguous, ask one clarifying question before proceeding. If no valid answer exists, say so clearly rather than guessing. Error handling instructions reduce the agent's tendency to hallucinate under uncertainty. The order of these 6 layers matters. Put the role first so the agent establishes its identity before it reads anything else. Put context second so it understands the situation. Put tools third so it knows its capabilities. Put constraints fourth so it knows its limits before it starts acting. Put output format fifth so it knows the destination. Put error handling last so it has fallback instructions after it knows everything else. Reordering these layers degrades performance in ways that are hard to trace. Now let us look at a real before and after comparison. Here is a prompt someone submitted for a research agent that kept hallucinating sources. The original prompt was, "You are a research assistant. Search for information about the topic the user provides and return a summary with sources." That is the entire prompt. No tool guidance, no constraints, no output format, no error handling. The agent filled in all the blanks itself, and it filled them in wrong. Here is the restructured version using the 6-layer framework. Role: you are a research agent. Your job is to find factual information using only the tools provided. You do not generate facts from memory. Context: the user will provide a topic. Research it thoroughly using available tools before composing your response. Tools: web search tool, use for current or real-time information. Document retrieval tool, use for internal knowledge base queries. Do not use either tool for simple definitional questions you can answer from context. Continuing the restructured prompt. Constraints: make no more than 4 search queries per task. If a source cannot be verified, do not include it. Do not invent URLs or publication names. If you cannot find reliable information after 4 attempts, stop and report the limitation. Output format: return a JSON object with 3 fields, summary as a string, sources as an array of URLs, and confidence as either high, medium, or low. Error handling: if a tool returns no results, try a rephrased query once. If still no results, set confidence to low and explain the gap in the summary field. The agent running on the restructured prompt stopped hallucinating sources immediately. Not because the model changed, not because of any fine-tuning, but because the prompt gave the agent a clear map of what to do at every decision point. The model was capable all along. The prompt was the missing piece. A few additional tips that apply across any framework. Keep each layer clearly separated, either with headers, XML tags, or consistent formatting. Agents perform better when sections are visually distinct in the prompt. Do not combine layers to save tokens. Losing a constraint because you folded it into the role description costs you far more in debugging time than a few extra tokens ever would. Test each layer in isolation before running the full prompt. Write just the role and context, give the agent a simple task, and see if it understands its purpose. Add tools and test again. Add constraints and test again. This incremental approach makes it easy to find exactly which layer is causing unexpected behavior, rather than debugging the entire prompt at once. This framework applies directly whether you are building with LangChain, Crew AI, AutoGen, a custom GPT, or raw API calls to any major language model. The 6 layers are model agnostic. What changes between frameworks is how you pass the prompt, not what the prompt needs to contain. The structure is the constant. Here is the full template one more time, ready to copy. Layer 1, role definition in 1 to 2 sentences. Layer 2, task context and any relevant state. Layer 3, each tool with its name, function, and usage conditions. Layer 4, hard constraints and explicit stopping conditions. Layer 5, exact output format with required fields. Layer 6, error handling instructions for common failure modes. Build every agent prompt with this structure and your debugging sessions get shorter every single time. If this framework helped you, hit the like button. It is the fastest way to tell the algorithm this content is worth showing to other builders. Subscribe if you want the next video, which covers how to chain multiple agents together and structure the handoff prompts between them so information does not get lost between steps. That video goes deeper into multi-agent systems and the specific prompt patterns that keep them coordinated. See you there.